Hit the like button, you mugs.
Yo, it's Ozzy Kid here. Back with another video But yeah, like I'm saying, like, you know, I just write like a few notes. It's not even that deep. Like, if you identify, like, even if you identify like 3 things at the bare minimum, you fight that person again, yeah, and you don't do those 3 things that you did wrong, and then you win. That's how this game is. Like, it's really not that deep. It's like people are just so, I kind of feel that people are just so like emotional that they can't even learn the little things. Like, but someone that really motivated me in my life is Cheeky Patcher, man. That guy actually is such a positive role model, and that's why I actually love that guy, you know, because even like when I didn't want to learn undeniables one time, and I was thinking that it must be something very difficult to do because it just seems like the timing of it is very, like, the window for it is very small, and your timing has to be so on point. So then I was like doubting myself, thinking I won't be able to learn it because it will be too difficult. And then I remember Cheeky came in my live chat and told me I can do that in my sleep, and he was, you know, and then, like, he was just telling me it's proper easy, you know. And then I literally just went in practice mode for like 10 minutes. Even if you go in there for like 10 minutes a day, just drill undeniables, then you can just do it, and then you realize it's really not that hard. It's really not hard at all. But I can't lie though, when it comes to this game, yeah, if you're the tiniest amount nervous when you fight someone, then it's hard to do undeniables. If you're a little bit, even if you're the tiniest a bit nervous, yeah, then it's hard to do undeniables. It's like you're not calm enough to time it right, you know what I mean? Also goes for like turning takedowns as well. My brother showed me a Mike Tyson fight today. And you should see Mike Tyson's face. It's so funny, man. What the hell? Guy's face is like all screwed up like this. And I was thinking, what the hell? Why is his face like that? Proper weird. And my brother told me it's all anxiety apparently on his face. That's why his face is like that. And no way, that is very interesting. Guy's a prick, by the way. I don't like to use Izzy, yeah. I don't like to use Izzy, but because I try to not use him because I feel like I don't replicate his style well at all. Before we continue with the video, please use the link in my description to sign up for 1v1me.com. You'll be able to use 1v1me on your mobile device or on a PC. And if I explain what 1v1me is, it's pretty much where they have a lot of pro players for a bunch of different games. Like, you know, currently they got pro players for FIFA, Madden, NBA, and Call of Duty Black Ops 6. And they get them to compete against each other, and you have the opportunity to bet on their matches, and you can win a lot of money like that. So 1v1me is purely for betting. Before you could wager on it, but they completely changed it now for purely betting only. Right now the app is currently unavailable in Europe. If you're from Europe, you cannot use it to bet. You can only use this app if you're from the United States or Canada. So if you're from the UK, don't even bother signing up. Right now you can't even use the app. Like, I can still use my referral to make money. I'll let you guys know if it becomes available in Europe again. And if you use my referral link, you're going to get a $10 boost on your first bet. So when you bet for the first time, you're gonna get an extra $10 on top. So everyone in America, use my referral link. Let's use my referral link. You get a nice little $10 boost on your bet. You know, before people come at me and they say, why are you promoting betting as if it's like immoral or something, all I'm gonna say is don't put down what you're not willing to lose. And another thing I want to say is, if you actually study it properly, it's actually very profitable. If you actually know what you're watching, you know the competitors. You know, like previously when they used to have UFC 5 on 1v1 me, I had like a 80% win rate. Well, it might have even been like 85% win rate for when I used to bet on the UFC 5 competitors, because I used to get the vast majority of it correct and I used to make so much profit. You know, I can even show you guys evidence of me. You know, I'll show you guys a screenshot of me just winning a bunch of them in a row, and that's because I actually knew the competitors. You know, so it's not like a complete fraud. You know, you can actually make money from it for real if you actually study it properly. And you've even got like, there's a user on 1v1 me called Hoop God. He's known as the person that makes the most money on 1v1 me, and he literally makes millions off 1v1 me. And I'll show you guys, like, you know, he's posted on Twitter when he's made like huge amounts of profit. Like this is actually could be life changing if you actually study it properly. But like I said, just put down an amount that you're willing to lose, so that you don't get upset if you lose, and just use it sensibly. That would be my advice. Like, honestly, I can't believe that they made it unavailable in Europe. It doesn't make no sense. You've got so many betting sites in Europe, you know. You got like William Hill, Bet365. I was thinking maybe they banned it because they think it's like immoral or something, but clearly not, because you know you can still bet in the UK. So I don't understand. I reckon it will come back eventually, and hopefully it does come back. I just hope that when UFC 6 is released, I hope they will reintroduce UFC 6 back into 1v1 me, and I would love to compete as one of the pros for the app that people can bet on. That would be sick. But you know, the only way that will happen is if UFC 6 is actually significantly improved and people actually want to watch it, because then it will have a higher demand. That's literally the only way it will happen. Also, if you're from Europe and you're a pro, you know, if you're from Europe, you can't use 1v1 me to bet, but you can compete as a pro for 1v1 me if you're from Europe, by the way. So if you're from Europe and you're watching this and you're really good at FIFA or something like that, you can actually get recruited even if you live in Europe, but you just won't be able to bet well at all. And I just feel like it's very stupid to pressure fight with Izzy. I think it just looks stupid, you know. Doesn't look right. But I was just like, fuck him, man, who cares, man? I'll just do whatever I want. Feel me? Do whatever I want, because it's my channel. You know what I'm saying? I control everything. So I was like, fuck him, man, I'll just use Izzy. I think Izzy in this game might actually be the most fun, or like he might be the most aesthetically pleasing to watch in this game, you know. I think watching his gameplay is very, very sexy, especially if you watch a sick Izzy player like Pry. I think Pry's Izzy gameplay is actually beautiful, you know. I can't lie, man. The way he uses the cross and the footwork, you know, the way he releases his block and moves out of the way, and the lunges as well. Oof. Can't lie, it's too mad, you know. And he plays passive with Izzy as well. Can't even lie, bro. Pry's style was mad, you know. Now that I think about it, yeah, I ain't even surprised that he was the biggest in the community for such a long time. Like I feel like that's a point that people don't talk about, you know. They don't bring up the fact that his style is actually so sick to watch. I remember when I was competing in the ESFL with Tune Squad, yeah, and like, everyone was just boring the shit out of me. Like everyone's just the same. Like there's just fucking dickheads, man. All of them are just dickheads. They all just fight the same. And like, how can you even do that? Like you must just be a dickhead, bro. Like How can you not want to stand out and you just want to be the same as everyone else? Why the fuck would anyone watch you? Then are you an idiot? Like, what the hell? Guys are so dumb, and that's what I'm saying. So I was watching all these guys, yeah. I felt like falling asleep watching these dickheads, bro. And then I was all just questioning, like, why the hell do I find this so boring? Like, I feel like sleeping right now, yeah. And then when I saw Pryoxis go up and fight, I actually like got excited and I felt like for once in my life I enjoyed watching the game. Like I can't believe I actually got excited watching the game. Like, it was so crazy. I thought I would never be able to feel like a high from watching the game in my life ever again. Like, because I ain't felt it. I never felt it for so long. Yeah, and then it's like it was so weird that I actually felt it for once in my life when I watched Pry. That's why I remember, like, I had to DM Pry after that, and I told him, like, you played so sick, bro. I had to just tell him. So I was just like, what the fuck was this guy doing? You should have seen what he done. Like, he's just lunging everything, he's just dodging everything. Fuck it, like, it was just ridiculous. It's like the guy was like literally like in the Matrix. Can't lie, bruv. Like, I still think I might say that. I think I still might say that Pride has the best style in the game, best play style in the game. I still think I might hold that opinion, you know. And I ain't, like, honestly, and I ain't even saying that cause like he's my guy or anything like that. Like, I literally just stating facts. And I really love like Ed Parker's style. I even feel like the community's gotten way better, you know. Like, even like Naz has a good style now. I feel like he plays a lot cleaner now. But like, you see, well, to be honest, like when Prime makes those titles and he says the cleanest player, it's not a joke. That's actually true. That's actually true. Like, I'd probably say that Pride's style is probably is even cleaner than mine, because I just whiff a lot. Like, I whiff all day. I'm not accurate when I play this game, and I know that. And that's why I know that that's something about my playstyle that's not sim. You know, if I wanted to maybe fight more realistically, I know that I need to stop whiffing. So that's what I'm saying. So I can't even say that I'm the cleanest. By the way, guys, I hope this is you guys can hear me and stuff. Pretty sure that you can, because I did watch back the footage and stuff, so should be good. But either way, if it ain't, I don't really care. I'll just try to fix it next time. This guy thinks he's too sick. Obviously, he clearly won that fight, if you guys are paying attention. And he thought he was sick. He started taunting me afterwards. I'm gonna cut it out. I'm gonna show you guys the stats. So obviously, the guy won. Yeah. He was being a prick. First off, fighting some man like Animal Batista in. Don't even know if you guys can hear me properly because I know I've changed game settings recently. I think it should be fine, you know, and even if it ain't, I'll make sure to fix it in the next match. And I'll try not to shout as well, because I think if I shout, I'm gonna mess it up. Mess up the levels. Dirty 1-2 lead body hook. I might not like talk too much, man, in this one, because I might not talk too much in this one. Sometimes I feel like I don't really feel like pointing certain things out unless it's actually like something that's actually like sick, you know, rather than just saying every little thing. See, the thing with Ozzy Kid, yeah. The thing with Ozzy Kid is I don't even need to talk. Feel me? Because my gameplay is too mad. I don't need to sit here acting like some clown. See me, I can, even when I was in Cyprus on a PS4 on 30 FPS, posting videos with no commentary and no mic, I was still getting good views, bro. That's what happens next. That's why man need to learn the craft properly. Not even, obviously, it's not even like I'm getting crazy views, but at least like at the end of the day, I know a lot of man can't have. I know a lot of guys won't be able to have like 10 people watching them when they're not saying a single word, you know. Point. It's the beauty of Ozzy Kid YT in. That catching going to the body, nice body shots. It was a very good round in. Respect, and I had to say respect. Shout out, man, like Animal Batista. This is my guy right here. This is definitely. I have respect for this guy. I actually do have respect for this guy. He's actually, I'd consider him a loyal supporter. He's been supporting me for very long, and he plays clean as well when he plays me as well. You know, so shout out, man, like Batista. Yeah. Some people are just so out of control. Yeah, they just can't help but that they have to cheese. And I face them, like, you know, they can't just, they're so out of control that they can't just like you know, just play fair. It's crazy. A lot of people are like that, you know. I'm happy, I'm proud to say that I've never been like that from the very beginning of making content. From the very start, I've never been that way. I don't even think I've ever been like that in my whole life of playing EA UFC games, you know. I've never been so desperate to win that I'm just gonna be a dickhead, because I just feel like I've always, you see, with me, yeah, it's a compassion thing. It's always been for me a compassion thing. It's never been a thing where, it's never been I'm gonna play it clean because just to show that I'm skillful. It's never been to show that I'm skillful. Always just been I don't wanna win in an unfair way. I remember one time talking about this with my friend, and we were talking about Habib, and he was just talking about how Habib is such a sick guy, and then I was saying like, who, you know, and my friend was acting like it's so important to have an undefeated record, you know, then like if you lose a match is such a bad thing. I've always, just from the very beginning, I've always thought like, to me it seems a bit like heartless to just take someone down and just playing the most and just fighting the most boring way possible in order to keep your undefeated record. Like, I've always, from the very beginning, from like 17 years old, I've always just naturally, I've always just thought, yeah, like it's way better to just like actually have a good time when you play. Like, what the hell is, I don't feel like these people actually have issues, you know, and I've always felt that way from young. This is before I even knew like who Nate Diaz was, and this is what I'm saying. This is why I understand, like when I actually discovered the Diaz brothers, yeah, it's like I understood why I instantly like loved them so much, you know. 1 second. But yeah, like that's why I understand why, like, of like the way I loved the Diaz brothers when I first discovered them was ridiculous. I loved them so much, like it was crazy. It was like, you know, like when you love a fighter so much, yeah, you get nervous when they fight. That's how ridiculous it was. Oh, like nowadays, I don't think I would get nervous if I was to watch them fight. I don't know if I would say that's because I don't love them as much. It's maybe just because I'm just better at controlling myself or something. But I remember when by the way, I don't know if I already said this, but I turned up my mic even more, yeah, because after watching that back, I feel like I need to turn it up more. Let me know, guys, what you think of these new flipping game settings that I'm using. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I remember I was in the Tune Squad party chat one time, and Tony Ferguson was fighting, and I think JMMA is a huge fan of Tony Ferguson. So when Tony Ferguson lost, he actually got upset. Yeah, I mean, I guess I kind of found it relatable, because when I was watching Nate Diaz fight, I was getting very nervous. It was when Nate Diaz fought Masvidal. When Nate Diaz fought Masvidal, I was actually getting proper nervous. But the thing is, though, I don't think I would ever get upset if someone was to lose. I don't think I've ever been that way to where I would get upset if someone was to lose. I would want them to win. I guess that's probably why I'm feeling those nerves, because I want them to win. But I don't think I've ever like would get upset if they lose, because that's the thing. Like, I remember I used to always, you know, I'll say it all the time when I used to go talk to my friends about how much I love Nate Diaz. And then my friends would dispute it and say to me, Nate Diaz is shit. He's so shit. He's not even a good fighter. And they'll say he's an idiot. He's so uneducated. He doesn't even know how to speak. He's just an idiot. And then I used to sometimes think in my head, like, what do these guys think I like Nate Diaz because? These guys think I like Nate Diaz because of his fighting style or something? Like, I love his fighting style. I really do think his fighting style is proper sick, yeah. Like, you know, the whole like heavy pressure and you know, boxing style and the high cardio and whatever, yeah. But the reason I even loved my man so much, yeah, is because of the interviews more than anything. It was only because of his personality. That's you know, mainly why I like the guy so much. Like, I could care less about his record or whatever. That's what I'm saying. Like, these guys, they try to bring up his record and these things. Yeah? Like, I'm just thinking, I don't give a shit about what his record is, and that's exactly what it is with every Diaz fan. Do you think anyone cares when he loses? No. No one even cares when he loses. He can lose 20 times in a row and he'll still have a bigger fan base than fucking Colby Covington or whoever, bro. Like, you know, I was also having this conversation with my cousin, and my cousin was saying to me, well, you know, wouldn't even know them though in the first place if they weren't, you know, dominant. And that's actually true. That is true. Like, you know, I even said this one time. I was deep in life. I was deep in life one time, and then I was just like to my friend, like, you know, I love Nate, but would I even know him though if he didn't beat McGregor? Then I probably would. I wouldn't even know him. I wouldn't have watched his interviews. If it was gonna say the reality, I wouldn't have watched his interviews. I wouldn't have known him. I wouldn't have known nothing about him. So the whole point is, like, I was saying to my friend, isn't it kind of fake? Like, you know, isn't it kind of fake? Because like, the only reason you even like are even interested in him in the first place is because he's successful. You know what I mean? Shout out Kiko Hunch in. Shout out Kiko Hunch 200 times. Anyways, talking about these settings, I made them this way, yeah, because I just think it's very sick when you can hear the impact of these punches properly, you know. I think it's way better when you can hear it loud. Especially like, because it's because of the video I dropped yesterday when I was using Jose Aldo, yeah, and then I was hitting my opponent when he was leaning back, and you couldn't hear it. You couldn't hear that like loud thud, you know. That's what you have to hear, man. That's what you have to hear when they lean back, and it's just like so loud. That's what you have to hear, you know. I think that is proper sick, you know. Especially like if you use Nate's 1-2, yeah. Imagine like if I just land it consistently over and over and over again, and you can put it on max volume and you can hear it so loud. Like, I think that is, to me, that actually like gets me excited just thinking about just hearing it proper loud, yeah. And I actually learned this from Martial Mind, you know, because when I faced Martial Mind and we did the best Nate Diaz, yeah. I remember listening to you know, the video at like full volume, and I could hear the way that you can hear the impact of the punches so loud when I was landing the jab straight with Nate, and I was like, oh my days, that is mad, you know. I was like, that is too sick. I need to replicate that. You know what's crazy? Yeah, I'll tell you something about life. Trust me, it's the tiny little simple things, yeah, that can make the biggest difference. So like, I wouldn't even be surprised, you know, if like just off this simple little change, now all of a sudden my views multiply times 10, and that's how it goes with this game as well, bro. That's how it goes with this game. You know, you learn how to stuff all the turning takedowns, which is not even that difficult to learn. It's not even that time consuming to learn all the different denials for all the turns, and then now all of a sudden you've went up 5 divisions. And it's like, it's not even that hard, like, it's literally easy, bruv, you know what I'm saying? And it's like that easy to just elevate in it, and I feel like it might even correlate to real life, you know what I mean? Like when I play that, everyone talks about how, you know, everyone's maybe a lot of people are probably fascinated about my skill level on this game, but when I think about, you know, how did I reach this level, all I used to do is just watch my fight backs and watch my fights back and just write down a couple notes, like. On my level, never stop, I don't forget you. Man on my flow so mental, I'm back on 1-7, got loads of potential, come